In a month flooded with headlines of war, despair, and destruction, one man did something unthinkable. He gave Africa good news. While global media fixated on conflict zones, economic crashes, and political scandal, something extraordinary was unfolding in a corner of West Africa. Not with tanks, not with drones, but with humanity. Captain Ibrahim Traoré didn't announce it with parades. He didn't pose for cameras. He simply acted. A silent mission launched not to conquer but to care. One built not on weapons but on will. While others fortified borders, he crossed them with compassion. In towns too small for maps, he delivered food where there were no markets. In villages long abandoned by international aid, he brought medicine, not for photos but for survival. And in forgotten communities where the powerful had once stolen hope, he handed it back in the form of dignity. This wasn't just a government campaign. It was a lifeline. No foreign donors, no billion-dollar grants, just a nation rising for its own people. This is not speculation. This is not propaganda. This was August's most effective operation, executed with precision, purpose, and heart. And here's the part that should make the world stop and think. He's just getting started. What Traoré launched in silence is echoing across borders. A blueprint of leadership built on action, not applause. In a time when global leaders perform for headlines, Traoré gave us something different: results. So while the world burns with crisis after crisis, Burkina Faso is planting something else. And if you're not paying attention yet, it might already be too late to catch up. August 3rd, 2025. No press conference, no political fanfare, and no hint to the outside world. Just action. Without a single warning, Captain Ibrahim Traoré's government initiated one of the most ambitious humanitarian deployments in West African history. But this time, it wasn't soldiers carrying rifles. It wasn't tanks rolling through cities. They carried shovels. They carried water purification kits. They carried 600,000 mosquito nets, folded, packed, and ready to protect the most vulnerable from a silent killer, malaria. This wasn't a military offensive. It was a mission of protection. And it had a name: Operation Dignity. In a country where entire regions have been written off by the international community, where foreign aid often arrives late, if at all, Traoré's government said, "We're not waiting anymore." Teams mobilized within hours. Military units didn't patrol, they planted. Youth brigades didn't protest, they distributed. Health workers didn't fill out reports for donors. They delivered solutions directly to the people. In the searing heat of rural provinces, where NGOs rarely reach and international cameras never go, trees were planted by the thousands. Clean water stations were erected. Clinics were restocked. And homes, schools, and mosques were equipped with life-saving mosquito nets. No announcements, no negotiations, no permission asked. And while Western media remained fixated on chaos elsewhere, something quiet and revolutionary was unfolding in Burkina Faso, a state serving its people without conditions. This wasn't charity. This was sovereignty in motion. Operation Dignity didn't ask for headlines. It produced something more powerful: proof. Proof that a country called poor could still act rich in purpose. Proof that leadership doesn't always need applause, only commitment. And proof that Africa is no longer waiting to be rescued. It's already moving, and the world? Still pretending not to notice. For decades, Africa was told one word: wait. Wait for aid packages. Wait for debt relief. Wait for infrastructure. Wait for development plans written in boardrooms thousands of miles away. Wait for someone else to fix it. And while we waited, lives were lost. Crops failed. Children studied by candlelight, if they studied at all. Villages dried up, and with them hope. For so long the message was clear: you are not yet ready. But August 2025 changed that message. Operation Dignity changed everything. Because Captain Ibrahim Traoré didn't wait. He acted. While Western governments debated more sanctions behind closed doors, he was opening roads into rural provinces. While global institutions suspended partnerships, he was distributing 600,000 mosquito nets. While foreign contractors packed up and pulled out, Burkinabe youth stepped in, toolkits in hand, ready to build. This wasn't aid. It wasn't charity. It was sovereignty with a shovel. It was dignity by design. And it revealed a truth many feared to admit: Africa doesn't need saving. It needs space to lead. While politicians polished speeches for press conferences, Traore delivered results in silence. No foreign logos, no borrowed credit, no promises traded for pipelines. Just a leader walking ahead of his people, not above them. This is what leadership looks like when the people come first. Not when the economy is booming. Not when international donors give approval. But when things are hard, when the skies don't rain, when the world turns its back. That's when real leaders rise. And Traore did. He didn't build palaces. He built trust. He didn't call for applause. He called for action. And the people answered. Because they saw something rare. They saw a leader who didn't ask them to wait. He asked them to begin. So, to every African watching this, wherever you are, from the coastlines of Dakar to the mountains of Ethiopia, from the streets of Lagos to the fields of Bobo Dioulasso, this is your good news. Not because the struggle is over, not because all the answers have been found, but because for the first time in a long time, it's being led by someone who isn't afraid to begin. Where others only promise, where others wait for cameras, for donors, for permission, he moved. This was just one operation, one mission, one quiet act of defiance against decades of delay. Now imagine the next one, and the one after that. If Operation Dignity is the beginning, what will the revolution of resolve look like? What will happen when millions stop waiting and start walking? Drop a comment below. What would you name this revolution? Give it a word, a name, a future. Like and share this message if you believe Africa doesn't just need new leaders. It needs leaders with courage. And subscribe to follow every chapter of this unfolding story. Because this continent is rising. Not quietly, not someday, now. In strength, in purpose, in unity.